Denise. Denise. It's Denise. It's Denise. It's Denise. Denise. It's a podcast party. It's a podcast party. It's a podcast party.
I gotta say, I feel like we're besties now after this. What's up, guys? It's Denise Salcedo. Hey there, everyone. Happy Friday. It is Denise. You are watching Speak Now Pro Wrestling here on F4W Online. It is December 23rd. We are on the eve of Christmas Eve. And I got to tell you, this was a very, very chill night of pro wrestling. This podcast is probably going to be super short because there's only so much to talk about. 2 pre-tapes with both Smackdown and Rampage not being live and pretty much being pre-taped episodes. And Christmas episodes at that. So, make that for what you will. We got some good stuff to talk about, but for the most part, it kind of feels like a lot of filler is what we got here today. People are out. They're shopping. They're trying to get last minute gifts and whatnot. My husband actually just came back from Target and Walmart, and he was telling me that he just drove by the Target and couldn't even, that the lines were like super long, can't even go into Target type of deal. So I know people are out getting their Christmas shopping done because I still got to do my Christmas shopping, everyone. So I'm probably going to low-key maybe pop into Target later tonight. I don't know what I'm going to do. And then tomorrow I got to wake up early and head on over to my grandmother's house because we're making tamales. And so every year I help my grandma make tamales. Well, tamales, and and it's a lot of work, so I gotta wake up super early and be ready to go. So I'm kind of low-key a little stressed out that I didn't get all my Christmas shopping done. I haven't wrapped my presents. It's like literally I'm falling apart at the moment, but I want to thank you guys so much for those of you who are here today for the show to talk about Smackdown and Rampage. So shout out to everyone who's here in the chat. If you're new or you're shy or whatever your situation is, please take part in the chat. It keeps things going, especially on a show like this where they only gave us so much to talk about. I'm probably going to need someone to, basically give me a little bit of some conversation topics so that this show won't be 5 minutes long, that type of thing. But let's go ahead and Toto Nonstop Wilson says it's going to be a tamales party. Hell yeah. I love tamales. I'm so excited. We're going to have some flan as well. I don't know if we're having champurrado because my grandma low-key sometimes gets like, she tells me like it's too much work to do the tamales. So sometimes she doesn't want to do the champurrado on top of that. But I love champurrado. If for those of you who are having some tomorrow, please like tweet me a pic of you guys and your champurrado because I freaking love that stuff. MCaspito says they're going to be having some pozole. Hell yeah, guys. We're all feeling it, getting ready for some food. But anyways, let's get into WWE Smackdown. That's probably going to be the majority of what we talk about here today because that pretty much is, the most of what we got. Also, thank you so much to Grapple Geekery for sending in the first super chat of the night. Grapple Geekery says, Feliz Navidad, Denise. Thank you so much to Grapple Geekery for this very nice super chat and getting things going here today. All right, so Smackdown. Again, this was a pre-recorded episode, guys, and it's their holiday episode, which is kind of, for the most part, their holiday episodes are a little bit copy and paste. We get the same things, we get our gauntlet, we get our miracle on 34th Street, street fight, excuse me. And you know what those episodes look like. We got a super chat here from Steven. Thank you so much to Steven for this generous super chat who says, thank you, Denise, for all the content you have done in the last few weeks, especially during this time when the holidays can be not so fun at times. Definitely brightens my day. Merry Christmas. Well, thank you so much. Seriously, the fact that you guys tune in to these shows and hang out, whether you choose to tune into the NXT shows or the AEW shows or this one here, it doesn't matter. I really appreciate the support consistently, and I look forward to, doing more and growing more in, the year of 2023. So I'm really, really excited about that. So thank you so much to Steven for this nice super chat. Steven, though, he says tamales with ketchup is where it's at. What? No, I love ketchup and I love tamales, but I don't think I'd ever have tamales with ketchup. Like tamales, I don't put anything else. It's just the given tamale and that's it. Like I won't have any sides or anything. I just need my tamale and I'm good. But anyways, hey, you do as you please. Smackdown. Let's get into it, guys. We kick things off with the Bloodline, and this was pretty much just a straightforward promo addressing Kevin Owens, but this is kind of what we got here. So the Bloodline comes out, and we essentially get Sami Zayn kind of going off and talking about how, this entire time, all he's wanted to do is be respected. He's always wanted to be someplace where he actually belongs. Says he wanted the people to love him. And now the people do. The people love Sami Zayn, right? And this is what he's talking about. He then says he gets the crowd going, the crowd chanting his name, etc. But then he says, you'd think I'd be happy, but I'm not happy. I'm not happy because I have this dark cloud over me, and it is Kevin Owens. And he says, it's just Kevin Owens' existence that is the dark cloud above my head. And I was dying at this because we've all seen that meme that says when the person you don't like breathes. This is exactly what this promo reminded me of when he said, I'm just like, he was so angry just at the mere fact that Kevin Owens even exists because he's tired of his name being essentially associated with Kevin Owens. And so that was Sami Zayn's gripe for today. So this was basically him going off and kind of, proving once again to Roman Reigns and the Usos that he's pissed, that he's just as angry about Kevin Owens as they are. And he gets in the mic and he gets super fired up. And in the end, he basically says that he and Roman Reigns are going to kick the asses of John Cena and Kevin Owens. Because as you all know, we're getting that tag team match between Kevin Owens and John Cena in his only match of 2022 against Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn on the last episode of SmackDown, which is going to be December 30th. So that one's going to be good. I'm excited to talk about that SmackDown. But anyways, we'll get there when we get there. They also played a John Cena video package that they did. The video package that they did of John Cena was really freaking good. It was kind of long too, but they really recapped like so much his wrestling career, his talk show appearances, his movie appearances, pretty much everything his charity work, literally everything that John Cena has ever done. I got really hyped up for this video package, and then I didn't really make much of this, guys, and I still don't really make much of this. For all I know, this is all just, recycled footage or whatever. Well, obviously recycled footage or, memories and whatnot. But they did have Vince McMahon appear in this video package for John Cena. But I don't know. I don't know if we should make too much of it. I don't know. Take it however you will, but they did have Vince McMahon coming out really quickly. A bunch of people like saying their sound bites about, what John Cena means to the business, who John Cena is, how he basically set the gold standard, how he did this blueprint, how, he's the person people strive to be. They showed Triple H and then they showed Vince McMahon, but it was very brief. But I know it got some people talking because I saw on Twitter that people were like, oh, Vince McMahon is on this video package. I don't know if it means anything. I don't think it does. I really just think that they put him on there. Whatever, right? But there you go. That was pretty much what went down today with the Bloodline and Sami Zayn, and I cannot wait for that tag team match next week. Actually, we still got to talk more about the Usos in a second, but really quickly, thank you so much to Abstract Dogma for sending in the super sticker. It's much appreciated. Seriously, thank you very much. Thank you for that. And let's go ahead and press on from here. Let's see what people are saying. This is from Mac Hensley, who says, I was only half paying attention, and when I heard Vince's voice, I literally jumped. And then you look and it's just a video package. Yeah. But yeah, it was a long one though. Everybody's pointing this out. It was a long video package. And you know what I felt after this video package? I thought, God damn, can I wake up tomorrow as either The Rock or John Cena? Seriously, all I want in this life is to have 0.001% of the career that The Rock and John Cena have had, man. Like, think about this. If tomorrow you guys woke up and you were either The Rock or John Cena, seriously, think about that. Like, what would you do? What would be the first thing you do? I was thinking about this during this video package. Since it was so long, it gave me a lot of time to actually think about. But all right, let's get into the, we got a super chat here from Grapple Geekery. Thank you so much, who says, we're having smoked brisket and Lexington style pork barbecue for Christmas here. That's pork shoulder in tomato and vinegar sauce. Sounds fancy. Grapple Geekery, always living the good life, man. You go like, got your vacations, got some good barbecue. I'm feeling it. Living your best life, man. Hell yeah. Smoked brisket. You know, I've never had brisket ever in my life, and I've never had pork either. Like, or pork? No, wait, I'm not thinking that. I'm pretty sure I've had pork. No, I'm confusing that with pork chops. Never mind. Pork chops I've never had, but I'm pretty sure I've had pork. But either way, I've never had brisket though. And I know I always, so low key, I remember kind of wanting brisket, and this is so embarrassing, but the reason why I wanted brisket was because I really used to be a big fan of the Big Bang Theory, and Howard's mom would supposedly make this really great a brisket, like that was the running thing on the show. And so every time Howard on the Big Bang Theory talked about this brisket, I would think about it, and that's my extent of brisket knowledge. Thank you to Grapple Geekery for sending in this super chat. And you know what? People are always trashing the Big Bang Theory, but you know what? I'm a fan, man. I'm a fan of that show. I even went and did the little studio tour at Warner Brothers. Man, Brandon Rosen sends in a super chat saying, who do you think wins that tag match next week? I got to think of it's Cena Owens wins. This should be the beginning of some dissent forming against Sami Zayn. Oh, it's definitely got to be John Cena, Kevin Owens. You ain't going to bring John Cena in to take an L. No way. So yeah, definitely Cena Owens. And this is going to, clearly there's going, whether it's dissension or some sort of argument or more mistrust, because you know that, you know, Roman Reigns for the most part doesn't seem like he fully trust Sami Zayn yet. Like it seems like he does ever since War Games, but they still, you just never know, right? And that's always been sort of lingering over the Bloodline and Sami Zayn. So really, I do think that this is pretty much what's going to happen. I'm expecting to see Kevin Owens and John Cena win 100%. If they don't, I would be like, shocked. It would not be a good thing. Let's have Cena and Owens get their win, have their happy moment, and, you know, send us off into the new year feeling pretty damn good. But thank you so much to Brandon Rosen for sending in this super chat. It's much appreciated. All right, so let's get into this quick Undisputed Tag Team Championship match between the Usos and Hit Row. This was obviously, you know, Hit Row earning this opportunity from last week's SmackDown in that triple threat where they defeated Legado del Fantasma and the Viking Raiders to earn this opportunity to go up against the Usos. The match for what it was just a match. It wasn't anything. I didn't think it was anything too special. I really, you know, what's kind of sucks is I kind of even forgot, like when this match started, I kind of, it just didn't feel important. Like it didn't have that big match feel. So I do think that is what was kind of lacking from this match, was it just didn't have that big match feel whatsoever. The Usos clearly get the win. They get top dollar with this double super kick, and then they hit the 1D for the actual victory there. So I didn't really think too much about this one. So it was what it was, guys. Now let's get into the SmackDown Women's Championship #1 contenders gauntlet match. So like I said, we always get our gauntlet matches. And for the most part, WWE gauntlet matches are kind of always formatted the same. Like you kind of always see the same thing, right? Like you see somebody get over. You see somebody get over in the gauntlet, and then last minute they lose to a heel. Okay, so again, I was pretty much expecting that today, and they kind of swerved us a little bit in this. So there was a moment where I was like, oh yeah, this is your typical every, you know, WWE gauntlet match ever, but they kind of swerved us. So I was a little bit pleasantly surprised here, but we ended up getting the start with Xia Li and Emma. Xia Li defeats Emma. She goes at it with Tegan Nox. After this, she defeats Tegan Nox, and it's Xia Li and Raquel. And they have a pretty nice little back and forth. I think this is where the gauntlet started picking up a little bit more. Raquel ends up defeating Xia, and then she goes on to face Liv. At this point, Liv is pretty much going after Raquel's injured arm. Like that's the whole whole thing for Raquel. She's going after that injured arm. She's doing everything possible to clearly, take Raquel out of this. She's stretching her out. She's smacking her in the face. I really love this back and forth between Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. This was fun. This was definitely for me the highlight of this gauntlet match. Finally, Sonya Deville comes out and they say that she is the last, that she's the last person in this. And I'm thinking, okay, clearly Sonya Deville is going to win because they always have like the final person that comes in win the gauntlet, right? So I'm thinking, okay, Sonya Deville is going to win. But then she doesn't. Raquel powers through and Raquel gets the win. But then afterwards, I'm thinking, oh shit, like Raquel actually won? Okay. But then Ronda Rousey comes out and she's like, oh no, this is not over. Shayna Baszler then comes out. She's introduced by Ronda. And I'm thinking, okay, well, there you go. Same old, same old. Shayna Baszler is going to come out and she's going to win this match. But no, Raquel ends up winning this match. They swerved me. Congratulations. I finally got swerved in these gauntlets. Raquel ends up getting the win. She is now the number one contender to Ronda Rousey. And hot? I don't know if this is a hot take. I don't really think this is a hot take, but mid take maybe? Mild take. Low key, I kind of want Raquel to win. I kind of want her to win. Now, I know she's not gonna win, and I don't have my hopes of thinking she was gonna get the win, of thinking she's gonna get the win, but I low key would not mind if Raquel got the win over Ronda Rousey. And I know it's not gonna happen. I'm not even gonna place any bets. I'm not even thinking it's gonna happen. Nothing like that. But let's just say if it did, I'd be cool with that. I think, and we've talked about this a bunch of times, they just really need to get things going with Ronda Rousey. And Ronda Rousey's definitely going to win, okay? Just say it. She's definitely going to win. But, yeah. And I just feel bad. I feel bad because Ronda's reign as SmackDown Women's Champion hasn't necessarily been anything to write home about. Honestly, it hasn't been much. And I think that's the only reason why I say, if Raquel were to win this, I'd actually be a little excited about that. But, clearly, Raquel will probably be champion someday, but she's not going to be it like right now, this second. But yeah, I just feel bad. They really need to spice things up with Ronda Rousey as champ. I can't wait for her to really get into this program with Shayna Baszler. I'd rather have them be on opposite ends than on the same side. So please, I'd rather see them opposite of each other. But there you go. That's kind of how I feel. All right. So let's go ahead and see what people are saying about this. And this is from Steven, who says they haven't hardly given Ronda any credible matches either. No, and I feel like this is something we're kind of always talking about. Major Blood says Ronda's mystique is gone and she's regressed in the ring. I've said this a bunch of times, but Ronda Rousey's a very special talent. She's very, very special, and I'm a fan of hers, and that's why it kind of bumps me out that some of that mystique or some of that aura has been taken away from her, at least in WWE. And I feel like they need to protect Ronda Rousey's aura of who she is, and I feel like she should be booked differently than what we're kind of getting here. She should be more of a special attraction type of person instead of having her go out there and do these like kind of weak segments, have these not so great matches. Unfortunately, it's just been like back and forth bad matches. And you don't want to see that with somebody like Ronda Rousey. You got to protect her. You got to protect that aura. And so I do hope that maybe this match with Raquel will be a whole lot better than what we've been seeing previously with Ronda Rousey. So there you go. All right, so let's go ahead and move on from here. I'm excited to get your thoughts on this one here because we kind of finally got something a little bit different with Bray Wyatt. Now, I'm going to be real with you guys here, but the Bray Wyatt stuff for me lately has really just been nothing. And, he came in so hot in terms of everything that they were doing with the White Rabbit, the QR codes, and, everything that surrounded that. People were really, really digging that. And, I think it was Stephanie and multiple other people in like calls and interviews were really touting the success of the Bray Wyatt QR code stuff that they did leading into his his return, excuse me. And even in his return, it was just such a massive reaction. And even the weeks after that, people were really excited to see Bray Wyatt do anything, like literally anything that Bray Wyatt touched was kind of gold. But since then, it's kind of been a whole lot of nothing. It's just been, he's been doing all of these backstage segments. They had the whole thing with Uncle Howdy coming out and doing those videos. Last week, it was finally confirmed, even though we pretty much knew this already, but it was quote unquote finally confirmed that Uncle Howdy is his own separate individual, his own separate persona, and it's not Bray Wyatt, even though it was very clear from the beginning that it wasn't, but they felt the need to explain that for weeks. For weeks, I felt like we were getting that explanation. But anyways, finally confirmed it last week. Did the whole ha 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 laughing segment that they did with LA Knight. It really wasn't for me. Now, with all this being said, I liked what they did today, probably the most out of everything since the return promo. The return promo that Bray Wyatt cut was like chef's kiss, top tier moment of the year, hands down. That promo was freaking ace. It was phenomenal. But after that, like I said, it's been slim pickings. This one here, so Bray Wyatt comes out. He's out there in the ring live in person. And he's basically talking about how, it's still so nerve-wracking to be out there and talking to these millions of people that are watching him. And he says, like, it's a feeling that he could never truly get over, right? So I'm thinking, okay, he's, kind of like we've been getting two different types of Bray Wyatts. Like Bray Wyatt, when he's out there in the ring, he's like this normal guy, blah, 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 or normal for Bray Wyatt, right? And then when he's in these backstage videos, these backstage promos, he's a lot more darker. So it's very clear, he's trying to show his different personalities and, maybe that he's not obviously really all there, right? Like that's the whole gist there. So Bray Wyatt is talking about this and talking about how he really tries to present the realest him, he says, to the crowd. So then out of nowhere, he just decides to attack the cameraman. So he attacks the cameraman, the one that's in the ring with him, and then he gets him with the mandible claw. So he ends up doing that. And then all of the staff runs out and they basically, pull him apart from the camera guy, right? And then later on, Adam Pearce basically says that Bray Wyatt has been removed from the building. Now he's gone from the arena, etc. So this was probably, to me, maybe one of the most interesting things that they've done with Bray Wyatt. I just thought it was cool that he finally snapped and had this moment of I'm going to freaking choke this freaking guy out with the mandible claw. So that was pretty cool. It was a little bit different. I did like that moment where he's out there and he's, being this real guy and he's trying to be friends with the people and, oh, jolly, I'm happy to be here. And then all of a sudden he just snaps and attacks the cameraman, so this was fine. This was definitely so much better in my opinion than what they did last week with the laughing thing in LA Knight, because that was trash. I didn't like that. But this to me was a little bit better. I just think that there's so many things that I've been liking from Bray Wyatt, like little things here and there, like sprinkles of things, really sprinkles. I would just really like them to kind of speed it up a little bit because it has been way too long. Like there was literally, God, what was it? Last month, guys, as you know, I missed two Smackdowns back to back. And I came back and we were still where we left off. I thought I was going to miss so much regarding Bray Wyatt, and I didn't miss anything. I left and I came back and I missed absolutely nothing. That's not good. So anyways, this was definitely better, but I just think they need to speed things up with Bray Wyatt. A lot of stuff feels very, very filler. So there you go. My true and honest feelings regarding this. Let's see what people are saying here. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What do you want to see out of this? Let's get some thoughts here. We got a super chat from Brandon Rosen. Thank you so much to Brandon, who says, yes, the Bray Wyatt segment was different, I guess, but all it did was add more questions. When will all of this result in a match? Where is the Wyatt 6 already? Look, you have questions that I cannot answer. I feel like if he doesn't have a match at Royal Rumble we have like a serious issue, okay? The man needs to have a match at Royal Rumble. And part of me is wondering if maybe that's why they're holding off, because they're like, oh, well, if we have him in his first match, since his return on the Royal Rumble, it's like a selling point, right? It's like an extra bonus to tuning into the Royal Rumble. I don't know. Like, keep in mind we still got a whole month till the Royal Rumble. But if he doesn't have a match then, I don't know what to tell you guys. That I have no idea what to tell you. So I'm really hoping that he has a match by that point, or right now, my gut is telling me his first match is gonna be then, because they haven't even announced. Yeah, they haven't announced anything. So that's kind of where I'm at with all of this Bray Wyatt stuff right now. In terms of the Wyatt Six, we've been talking about the Wyatt Six since he came back, when we got all of those figures, and there was teases of, oh, is this person going to join him? Is this person going to join him? Is Alexa Bliss going to join him? Is Karrion Kross going to join him? We've been getting so much of that, but it's just been very, very slow. The story has moved very slow. We get something new like every month I don't know. It feels like every month. Thank you, Brandon. And I'm sorry I could not answer your hard-hitting questions. Thank you to Brandon, though. Let's see what people are saying. This is from Fernando, who says, these promos from Bray are getting out. I need something different from Bray. Quick, Merry Christmas. Yeah, I agree with all of that. And let's see what else we got. This is from AFC and TP, who says, he's clearly got talent as a performer, but at this point, I've just accepted that his ideas are not for me. Like, his ideas they could be really great, right? But they just got to speed it along. I think if you got highlights of this in a shorter period, people would be, I think, a lot more interested in this right now. So there you go. We'll see what happens, guys. We will see what happens. All right, let's move on from Bray Wyatt, and let's go ahead and get into this really quick, kind of nothing match here between Rey Mysterio and Angel Garza. Rey Mysterio defeats Angel Garza. He hits the 619, gets the win. Cross and Scarlett are out in the crowd staring at Rey Mysterio during this. I actually thought this was pretty funny, because when they first put the shot of Scarlett and Karrion Kross, I was like, wow, those are some really good-looking fans. Like, for a split second, I was like, oh, they look great. Those are some really good-looking fans. It was like a split second. I was like, oh, shit, duh. Because it was just pretty funny the way that looked. But anyways, I thought this was also funny, because I'm thinking, why are you watching from the crowd? Really? You're like 100 times the size of Rey Mysterio. Go out there. Confront him face to face. Give me a little something, This doesn't have to be you all the way over there and Rey Mysterio all the way over there. Like, let's get closer, y'all. Let's do something. We also have Emma backstage. She confronts Scarlett and Karrion Kross, and she's basically pissed off that they were barging in on Rey Mysterio's match, and she also doesn't like the way that they treat Riddick Moss. So we get a little back and forth between them there, and then Scarlett is, obviously mad dogging Emma. So there you go. Next week, we're going to be having John Cena and Kevin Owens take on Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn. We're also beginning to be getting that Ronda Rousey match against Raquel Rodriguez. And then they also added Sheamus and Solo Sikoa. I think that one's going to be really good. I'm actually really excited that they added that match too. I think it's going to be a good one. We got another Lacey Evans video. Lacey Evans was somebody that was in the news as of earlier this week or a couple days ago. So she is, as we talked about, because this is not the first package that they've shown of hers. They showed another one last week. But basically, they're repackaging Lacey Evans again. I have lost count of the numerous times that they have decided to repackage Lacey Evans. They've switched her brands. They've switched her clothes. They've switched her promos. They've switched her character. They have done everything under the sun to have something stick with Lacey Evans. And this video was actually pretty cool. The last two videos that she's done, they've looked pretty great. Because they're on location. This time she was like in some sort of penalty box that was like a fighting pit. She's all dressed up in this pretty cool gear, and she's fighting, and she's looking pretty great. These videos I think are awesome, but But based on the stuff that we've seen in the past, the videos are great, but I don't know how the people are going to react when we actually see her out there. Like, that's where we've seen things basically not really go as planned. We talked about the sad stories that she was doing for a bit. They kind of dragged those on too long. And then, she went out there, and next thing you know, first you thought she was a baby face, but then she was a heel. And then they switched her brands. And then she came back. It's a whole lot that they've been doing with Lacey Evans. They've really been trying. I really hope they find the thing that works for Lacey. Because I've said this before, I do think that they can make her into a really cool character, a really cool, strong female character. It's just a matter of, finding something that works. And I think one of the things that's not necessarily hitting home is the likability factor. Like, there's just some people that are instantly liked, right? Like your Sami Zayns, people like that. And I think that's the one thing that they need to work on with Lacey Evans, is just making her, I think that's why they keep making her into a heel. They keep making her into a heel. And she's a heel right now because she's like, I'm going to come to the WWE and destroy all the women and this and that. So she's, basically still presented as a heel. And that's the thing. Like, that's pretty much all that they have. Like, I thought that they could have presented her as a babyface before, but I did think that likability was kind of maybe there was a little bit of a disconnection there, and they quickly went into the heel stuff. But I do think had they given it more of a chance, maybe there could have been something there. Now I feel like they're so far deep into Lacey Evans as a heel that they might as well just stick with that and see how that plays out. But they have definitely tried a lot in terms of the repackaging her and whatnot. So let's see what we got here. But I don't see anybody here putting over anything great about this. Unfortunately, she has not done herself any favors, on the social media side of things. So what can you do? I don't know what to do. I don't know what to tell you. Let's see what we got here. This is from Brandon, who says, she could have been a great babyface with her Marine background and her sad life story, but creative under Vince had to meddle with it and ruin it. You ruined it. Damn it. That always stays in my head. All right. That's my best Vince McMahon impression. Something that everybody enjoyed for tonight's SmackDown, and you knew this was going to be fun because matches like this are supposed to be fun, and it's the Miracle on 34th Street, which we get, obviously, these street fights for the holidays. It's copy and paste, but these are supposed to be fun. They're supposed to be light and enjoyable and quirky and all of that. This was Ricochet and Braun Strowman teaming up together to take on the Imperium members of Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci. This was fun. A lot of people love this, guys. This was everything that you want in a little Christmas street fight. It was enjoyable. I was bummed that Gunther wasn't in this, because I seriously just wanted him to come out and chop the living hell out of somebody and send them all the way flying to the North Pole, man. But no, he was not there. They said that he left. He was already enjoying his Christmas holidays, is what commentary said. And I'm like, really? That's what you guys chose for Gunther? And it goes back. If you guys were listening to my my Wednesday AEW Dynamite post show when I was talking about Samoa Joe doing his promo in front of the Christmas tree and how funny that was, because, it's Samoa Joe and he's so killer and he's out there, in front of a Christmas tree and telling people happy holidays and this and that. It's the same thing. When they said Gunther had left to enjoy his holidays, I was dying. I was like, Gunther, who is a serious guy who literally you won't mess around. Everyone's terrified of him. But you know what? He left early because he wants to enjoy his Christmas holidays. It's stuff like that I find pretty damn hilarious. But anyways, we got some pretty fun moments here. This started pretty hot. Ricochet getting Giovanni Vinci with some head scissors running off of the barricade. That was pretty cool. Braun is throwing both members of Imperium onto the trees during the break because they had all of those trees up on the stage. We even got a ballerina at one point. Shout out to Ashley D'Amboise. I actually got to work with her at Mission Pro Wrestling, and she's a legitimate dancer, guys. Like she's a pro wrestler too. She actually started wrestling not too long ago. I had it here in my notes, but I can't seem to point out when she started wrestling, but it was not too long ago because I remember talking about this with her. But she has literally been a competitive bodybuilder and like professional dancer since before she even started wrestling. So that's definitely like she's legit here. Like she comes from a family of classical dancers and martial artists as well. And she also has, like a degree in Bachelor of Fine Arts and all of that. So she is legitimately a legit dancer. So she was the ballerina that you saw here today. She comes out of this big giant box that's set up on the stage. So yeah, she was probably just like in the box chilling, waiting for her cue. She finally goes out there and she's like dancing. So Imperium opens up the other box because there's another box on the other side of the stage. And then the New Day come out and they're dressed as nutcrackers. So this is just fun little holiday jolly spirit stuff. But Braun and Ricochet end up getting the win. And there's even a moment where Ricochet goes up to Samantha, who's the ring announcer, and you guys know that they're dating. And so Braun Strowman pulls up like a little mistletoe and he puts it like above their head. And so they have like this little kissing moment. But it's really funny because then you look at the back and there's like two little girls and they're like making these facial expressions like, it's really funny. I posted the screenshot on Twitter. So if you want to take a closer look at the little girls' reactions, it's pretty damn funny. They're probably like, what the frick? Why is she kissing him? Type of deal. But anyways, this was funny and it was harmless. It was enjoyable. What you would expect for your Christmas episode and whatnot. Alrighty, guys. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to I don't know if she's danced with Fandango before. Someone's asked me if she's danced with Fandango. I don't know if she has. I really do not know. And she's done AEW Dark too. Ashley, she's also done AEW Dark. She's had a couple of matches there too. Pretty much, she's had quite a few AEW Dark matches actually. But anyways, let's go ahead and move on to Rampage. This is probably going to go by really fast, guys, because there's only so much to say. But before I do, just a heads up, everyone, I will be back next week. I will be here for the full week. Tuesday, I'll be back chatting NXT. Wednesday, I'll be here to talk about AEW Dynamite. And then Friday, I will be back to talk about Smackdown and Rampage. And that's the episode with John Cena on it. So it's going to be a really, really good time. And it'll be pretty much the last Speak Now episode of the year. And we'll be going into a new year. Woo! I don't know why I'm so excited. I'm not even excited. I try to make myself excited about New Year's, and I think I overcompensate. I really, really overcompensate. I'm like, yeah, New Year's. Am I really that excited? I don't know. All right, the Battle Royal. Let's get into this. What's the official name here? The Three Kings. God, I'm forgetting the official name here. 1 second. I'm falling apart here. This is embarrassing. I literally just tweeted, the Three Kings Christmas Casino Battle Royal. It's a very wordy name. So that's the one that they had the $300,000 on the line so that each person in the team essentially gets $100,000, right? So that's the whole story there. This was actually a little bit fun. I enjoyed it. I in particular enjoyed the moment where we had Claudio and Rush on the outside of the ring, and Claudio was like hammering him with some rights and lefts. I kind of like that. That was fun. He ends up eliminating Rush, but it was still a pretty good one there. Jon Moxley, bam, hits AR Fox, gets his butt eliminated. We also have the final three were Claudio and Top Flight. So they were the final three. And this to me was a lot of fun. I enjoyed the ending of this because they found little fun ways to cut. Hold on, guys. I just realized I skipped the part about how Jon Moxley got eliminated. Okay, rewind just a little bit. So Jon Moxley, Claudio, and Top Flight were the four final people in this battle royal. And during this, Hangman Page, who you guys know is feuding with Jon Moxley, he comes out and he basically crashes this battle royal, goes after Jon Moxley. They start fighting, they start brawling. The security comes out. They've been brawling now for a bit, ever since Hangman came back, and they've had I think 2 brawls. They had that backstage one, then they had the other one, and now this one. So I think this is their 3rd brawl now. So basically, Hangman Page is the reason that Top Flight is able to eliminate Jon Moxley. So he's out of there. And even then afterwards, they still continue this brawl on the outside. The one thing that I will say about this is that I like that they incorporated a featured storyline here on Rampage. We don't always get that too often. We get just these really quick video packages, promoting the bigger storylines that are happening on Dynamite. But I like the fact that we actually got this. We got Hangman and Jon Moxley, even if it was just a quick little brawl and him costing him winning this battle royal with his team. So finally, the final 3, we had Claudio and Top Flight. And this I really enjoyed because they had some fun little moments here where Claudio is lifting up both members of Top Flight, but they quickly get out of it. They try their best to eliminate him. And it looked pretty fun because it was fun because Claudio is able to do anybody else, you wouldn't have been able to buy that he was taking on 2 guys. But with Claudio, you could buy it because, he's strong and he does all these incredible things. And so you had him, basically trying to find all of these kind of cool ways to eliminate Top Flight at the same time. But Top Flight kept finding different ways to save themselves. So that was really fun. And that's what you want, for these battle royals. So I enjoyed it. Top Flight ends up getting the win along with AR Fox. And so they get their 300K. This was a fun little, fun little match there. We get Eddie Kingston and Ortiz who are out there. They come out. We haven't seen Eddie Kingston wrestle since Full Gear. Okay. So it's been a hot minute since we've seen Eddie Kingston wrestle. We didn't see him wrestle tonight, but Kingston basically, he comes out with Ortiz and says that they sent a contract over to the House of Black, but that the House of Black didn't actually sign it. So then we get the House of Black on the screen, and Malachi Black essentially insinuates that Eddie Kingston and Ortiz are not on the same page. So again, this was another brief moment, still building towards the story. It's fine. We need both of these. We need all of these guys in a better program than what we've been getting. And we haven't seen Eddie Kingston wrestle in forever. You can't even realize it. I'm damn, it's been forever since we've actually gotten to see Eddie Kingston wrestle. Same thing for Ortiz, because, obviously Santana's out due to injury, and Santana's been out for, quite a bit too. We haven't seen him since, God, what was it, July? Somewhere around there, the summertime. So that kind of sucks. I can't wait till they come back and, they're good to go as a team and all of that good stuff. We got the TBS champion Jade Cargill taking on Verx Vixen in an eliminator match. Most of this match occurred during the commercial break. So if you're those people that have to watch in picture and don't, you missed pretty much most of this match. So this was literally just your every Jade Cargill match by the time we got back. She goes in there, gets the axe kick, gets the pump kick, gets the win. And that's pretty much it there, guys. Like I said, there's not much to say about Rampage. Last but not least, we got Billy Gunn and Anthony Bowens against Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal out there with Sanjay Dutt and Satnam Singh, and obviously Max Caster out there with Anthony Bowens. Shout out to Max Caster because he had some pretty good lines today. He usually has good lines, but this one was really funny. He comes out and he says, quote, "The Acclaimed on the mic, gotta make that known. Gonna send these dudes back to the impact zone. How you gonna hate on me when you rolling with the not so great Khali?" Let me tell you guys, I popped for the impact zone part, and I also popped for the not so great Khali in reference to Satnam Singh. This was hilarious. I love these lines from Max Caster. Really great stuff there. As for the actual match, it was what it was. It wasn't any like extraordinary match by any means whatsoever. Billy Gunn, he gets his hot tag in there. He gets his moment. He goes in there and he starts clotheslining everybody. And there's this, he clotheslines literally everybody. He throws Jarrett out of the ring, right? And then there's this really funny part where Satnam Singh gets in there and he ends up clotheslining Satnam Singh, but Satnam Singh goes over the ropes and then just lands on his feet like nothing happened. Like it literally looked like the man wasn't even touched. It was very, very funny. It was weird too. I need to go back and rewatch that because the editing kind of looked a little bit off to me. It kind of looked like there was a little bit of a jump cut, and I was gonna rewind, but I didn't end up doing it. But it looked a little bit strange to me, but it was funny because afterwards it literally looked like nothing happened to Satnam Singh, and he's just standing there, like a giant statue. So that was kind of low key, pretty funny. For the finish, Sanjay Dutt goes in there, and he ends up giving Billy Gunn a low blow, pretty good low blow. He went in there, man, like popped them in there. This allows Jay Lethal to then hit Billy Gunn with a lethal injection and gets the win. So it's kind of like just a hokey little match. Nothing else to really say about that, guys. It was what it was. Christopher S sends in a super chat saying, "What's the decent Khali doing in the impact zone?" Thank you so much to Christopher S for sending in this joke here. I appreciate it. Making me laugh here. Alexis P says, match of the year. Oh, Maria says it was a fun little tag team match. That's all it was, guys. Just a fun little match. Fun if you think it was fun. It was all right. I mean, considering everything that we saw here tonight, it was not terrible. Given on a night like this where both shows were pretty much filler. Like there wasn't like if you miss Smackdown and Rampage today, like you ain't miss anything. Like you're fine. Alrighty, guys. That is it. That was the December 23rd edition of both Friday Night Smackdown and AEW Rampage. Like I said, this was going to be a super chill night, okay? This weekend, I really hope you guys have some awesome holidays. It's going to be Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. I hope you guys have a good time with your friends, with your family. Go out, eat, open presents, laugh. Do what you need to do to have a good time, relax and decompose and de-stress and enjoy life. Seriously, I wish you guys all the very best of holidays, and I will see you back here next week on Tuesday for the NXT post show. And other than that, I'll see you guys later. Bye, everyone.